The warmest hello to you guys. I'm so excited to finally finish the season. It was a long journey and right now the garden needs to chill and to prepare for winter. I have been doing a lot since October and still there are some things to finish before the first snow arrives. The first thing that I was longing to do since summer was obviously to move the willow tree. If you missed this part, I got the willow tree when I decided to buy a hazelnut. It was the seller's mistake, but there was no way to return it back. At first, the seedling was so damaged that it was hard to tell what type of a tree that was, but when it started growing, the growth was tremendous. And honestly speaking, that is the highest tree in my orchard at the moment, among all other seedlings that I planted this summer. Since willow trees grow really high and they're very fragile, I was careful to choose the new spot for it and just decided to take it across the road and to plant it there. God knows what will happen with this tree, but I will definitely look after it and probably will give it a nice shape from time to time. And guess what tree I decided to plant instead? Of course, a pear. I feel like 4 pears for a tiny plot is actually a lot, but me and my mom simply adore them. And while I was picking this pear, I decided to pick the variety that could cross-pollinate with all other 3 pears, ideally. The wind completely ruined the sound, but in here, I was explaining about the variety of a plum that I bought. In reality, it's actually not a plum, but it's a cherry plum variety, which is extremely popular in Russia and Belarus. People would rather choose ordinary plums, but when I tried cherry plum jam, I fell completely in love with it. The first terrible mistake that I ever made when I bought my first apple tree seedling was that I just planted it the way it was and I didn't split the roots. So when the seller sold the seedling, he just wrapped the roots around the trunk and I didn't notice it. So right now I split the roots all the time and give them a nice brush. And that apple tree seedling unfortunately died. Since it's better to plant these flowers in spring, but I bought them right now, I'm going to plant them into the polytunnel just for the winter and then I will find a spot for them in spring. So these are 2 hydrangeas. They are pretty much different. I'm particularly excited about this one. It seems to be all the rage right now. And this one is also nice. It's called Limelight, a very popular variety. And these flowers, actually I don't have such plants in my garden. It may come as a surprise, but we have never had any Remington raspberry in our garden. And when I heard about the possibility of tasting the berries during late autumn, I was captivated by this idea. And here I am planting my Remington raspberry plant seedlings. I've prepared another bed of raspberry. This one is of summer crop and this one's going to be of autumn crop, which is something that I was really looking forward to, since sometimes in the autumn you feel like tasting a berry. And I'm thinking of making the 3rd row of raspberry because there is still much space. We have already planted 2 patches of garlic. This is the first one and the second one is over there, and in total We planted 190 cloves of garlic. But my mom told me that it's not enough, so we're going to plant that patch. And the abundance of colors right now is just incredible. I'm going to plant garlic right now. So here I have 98 cloves, which are going to be added to 190 that we have already planted. And this is a new variety I bought. As you can see, the cloves are really huge. And I'm particularly interested in the result of this garlic. So yeah, that's unusually huge. I haven't seen anything like it before. I've got 4 extremely old apple trees that I need to thin out, and thinning out is not my cup of tea. To be honest, no one has touched them for over 10 years. I know it sounds insane, but having learned a lot about gardening, I made myself climb that damn old trees. But to be 100% clear, these trees are my heritage and I love them. It is the mid of October, but strawberries are a mess again. Especially these ones with lots of runners. And at the side of the ponytail. For me, doing the weeding in such a cold weather is not a norm, but what can I do? I need to look after them, otherwise in spring it's going to be a complete disaster. And now it looks a lot better. Seems really neat and beautiful. And what a surprise was at the very end, when I got these beautiful strawberries. Some of them are a little bit frozen, but look at how huge this one is. That's not a lot, but I think it's a very good thank you from strawberry plants that I took care of them. Look at how incredibly beautiful the hydrangea is. It has an unusual color at the moment. I haven't actually noticed the beauty of it in autumn. And these are younger varieties. But in order to get really big flower spikes, I need to cut it to the ground right now. We've got 4 seedlings from our hydrangea, and I'm going to plant them here. So in reality, I would like to create like a border of hydrangeas, and they are very nice to grow. Like these 2 ones that I showed before, they were also taken from that hydrangea, and right now they are really good. As you can see, like this hydrangea formed so many stems. This one was taken last year and there is only 1 stem, but hopefully it will give us more, especially after cutting. I'm growing roses for the first time in my life actually, and the thing that I'm going to do right now is I'm going to prepare them for the cover and for the winter, since they are rather sensitive to our cold climate. Some of them are still in blossom, which is insane at this time of the year, but in most of the case I love roses for their incredibly beautiful leaves. That's how the roses look like. By the way, this unusually looking tree is fig. Do you remember when I grew it from a seed? So it looks like this now, and it is highly decorative. So I formed it like this, and we usually cover it for winter. And we're going to cover the roses as well. And that's the rose which is prepared for cover. Here I have grape that I also have to cover. Yeah, it looks like that. And these incredibly looking guys are also going to be here for my experiments that I'm going to share later in spring. Usually this kind of thing happens after every season, so it's really important to wash the polytunnel from the inside. That's what I'm doing. Well, hello from the top of the world. It was really hard to climb this apple tree. So here I'm sitting next to the grafting, which is not a very comfortable place because I'm afraid of damaging it. But that is the worst apple tree right now because we have a lot of moss growing on it. Right now I'm going to cut everything in here, especially starting with the dry branches like this one, and going into some branches that doesn't allow the light to come in. This moss actually signals the problem that this apple tree has, which is the lack of light. So that is the major thing for me to do, but right now I cannot move because, okay, I'm afraid. So this moss is rather slippery, so that's the position that I'm going to take for now, and cutting everything here. But it's a very uncomfortable position for me because it's just, yeah, I'm not a climber, you know. I hate climbing. I never climbed when I was a child. Okay, so that is the position I'm going to take, and I'm going to cut everything. Thank you for watching, guys. See you soon in another video. Take care. Bye.